Watching this, you're probably trying to figure out what 9419 stand for. What is a Project 9419? Why am I on a project page? And to explain what Project 9419 is, I had to explain to you a little bit more about myself. In 2016, I decided that I didn't want to be here anymore. In that long, weird process, I learned more about myself and learned that I didn't know what the idea of being happy was. I was also diagnosed in that year with bipolar depression. So instead of being depressed and kind of holding on to this belief that life was over for me, I decided to try harder and to try to work on myself a little bit more. So that's why I call it the project, because I feel like we're an ongoing working project. So I figured I'm not the only one who has to deal with these depression issues or these mental health stuff. So I decided to reach out to the world, figure out what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy, how can we work on yourself, how can we work on everything we do. So in the process of that, I had a friend father send me pretty much a Bible verse. It's called Psalms 94:19, and that's where I got the 94:19 from. In the Bible verse, it said, when I feel anxious, you comfort me. In that process, I was thinking, wow, someone has my back. I don't know who has it, but someone is always going to have my back. And I lived with that mindset for the last 5 years, that someone, regardless, is going to have my back. And that's why I made 9419, to show the world that you can be happy and that people care about you. And in that process, it's going to be a couple of variables. It's going to be stuff that throws in your way. It's going to be people who come in and out of your life. And I just want to let you know that people still got your back. You can still find your happiness. You can still find yourself. You can still find the joy in your life. So with 9419, just let you know we're here. We're going to be happy. We're going to find a way. We're going to do everything possible to make ourselves better people, because that's what we are here to do.
And we are back for episode 2 of Project 9419. I'm back here at Ink Therapy with my man Trey, the owner, Tesa, who is a licensed life coach. I want to say mental health. That's always a thing. And my man Miguel, who is a suicide prevention advocate. Yep. We are back on the couch today. We're going to talk about all of the things. I'm not going to waste no time. We're just going to get into it. Oh, and I'm Harris on the mic. Okay.
Can't forget yourself, man.
Can't forget me. I'm always gonna be Harris on the mic. This is what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna get into it. How do you overcome imposter syndrome? And I want to direct this to you, Miguel. Imposter syndrome. How do you overcome that?
It's an interesting question. It came up earlier today in another session that I was doing. So I do suicide prevention, right? So my space is very much mental health. A lot of psychologists, psychiatrists, you know what I mean, people with degrees and doctorates and all that other stuff. I don't have any of that, you know what I mean, but I feel like my work is important, right? I think in order to overcome that feeling of not belonging someplace, not belonging in a room, you gotta do a little self-accountability. Okay. Right? There's definitely gonna be spaces you don't belong in, right? That you don't have a voice in or whatever it is, but my story, what I've done, my experience, it holds space in certain places.
Okay.
And if I'm able to sit back and do a little bit of an assessment, right, self-check, I can start working from within to overcome that. But it's a very real thing, though.
Okay. What do you think, Tesa?
Y'all remember that saying, either when you were younger or you heard it on TV, that was like, when y'all get up on stage, picture everybody in the audience in underwear, right?
Yeah.
Y'all remember that?
Wow. But I think the idea, right, is like to humanize us, right? Like to humanize the people that you're in spaces with, that are seated at the table next to you. It's not that we put them on a pedestal in our mind, we kind of do, but like recognize that they have struggles too, they have challenges too, they have imperfections too, we all do, right? So I think the more that we can humanize the people that we occupy spaces with, yeah, it'll help. Go ahead.
No, I was just going. Is that like another way of saying like accepting your flaws or whatnot? Like in a sense.
Yep.
Would you say that? Okay, that's all I wanted.
It's not even accepting your flaws. It's understanding that your flaws are part of your story.
Okay.
Wow.
Your flaws are part of who you are, your humanity, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that.
I mean, flaws teach lessons too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just accept who you are as a whole and move forward with it.
I already get deep today.
Yeah, I feel that one. I got that.
Somebody asked me this question a minute ago, and I am one who has dealt with imposter syndrome. The truth of the matter is, imposters don't have imposter syndrome. So if you find yourself, it's my belief, if you find yourself dealing with that, then you're not an imposter. Because imposters are they're too busy being imposters. That is not considered to be that way. So I think self-doubt is real, and I think it's something that we all deal with. But if it's to the point where you know you can do something, you know it. Everyone else has said, you're good at this, you're good at this, you're good at this.
Fact.
But you have the doubt, like, I don't know if I can pull this off. Or I don't know if I can pull this off again. That's more than likely what that is.
Fact.
And I think if you are a phony or a fake or incapable,
Facade.
if it's a facade, then you're not even worried about that. Also, I want to take a second. We are not therapists. We are not lawyers. We are not therapists. We are not doctors. We are just four people sitting here on the couch, talking it up, kicking it up, just having a conversation. Okay?
Facts.
All right. Because I heard you say it's about accepting your flaws, right? What do you believe is the most important thing someone can do to improve themselves? If you can only do one thing, somebody says, give me one thing to focus on. I want to make myself a better man, a better woman, a better father, a better husband, a better wife, a better employee. What's the one thing that you say you'll work on, Tesa? I'm gonna go ahead and shoot that one to you.
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness. Explain that one.
The concept of being aware of how you show up, looking at yourself at all times, and recognizing, like how you show up, your strengths, your areas of opportunity for growth, because I don't like the word weaknesses. I don't believe in that. And always looking at self when you're faced with challenges, when you're in arguments, when you're trying to overcome an obstacle, really sitting with yourself and looking at and unpacking how you feel, what you think, what your beliefs are.
What about you, Trey?
One thing I would say is I would say believing in yourself. And that kind of piggyback off of what you said. I mean, one thing I can say personally about me, everything that I've told myself I was going to do, I believed in it. Like I've meant the word, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't just speaking it out to existence without believing what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? So when I put myself to the test of for instance, saying open up a shop, I told myself I'm going to open up a shop. I had my blueprint, had my layout, had everything that I needed, and one thing that I've counted on was me. You know what I'm saying? Myself.
You bet on you.
Yeah, I bet on myself.
Bet on yourself. That's good. I would probably say, do yourself a favor, take a break, and go to therapy. Let them do the work. And that's not to say going to therapy is not work.
Okay.
But you're faced with not figuring out what the problem is, but what are you going to do about it? Go to therapy. I don't think you have to be broken or going through some type of crisis situation, or it doesn't have to be a grief or a divorce, or it could just, I'm doing fine on my job, my relationship is okay, my money's fine. Go to therapy if you want to figure out how to level up. I'm gonna say go to therapy, and that brings that self-awareness, that brings that confidence to, I'm a bet on myself because I got a plan. I understand who my support is versus who isn't. I think through therapy, you get to understand and see yourself. You get to clean your mirror, like we talked about last time. You get to clean your mirror, and I think it brings all of that. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna piggyback. I think most people don't agree with therapy because, so when I talk to people, as I'm tattooing today, I consider it therapy because we're having a conversation, and we actually talking about therapy, therapy sessions with an actual therapist. They be like, oh, it's always I don't like going to therapy, they can't relate to what I talk to and all that stuff. And I mentioned to them, it's not always about relating, you know what I'm saying? It's about getting the confirmation of if you're doing something right or you're doing something wrong, you know what I'm saying, in a sense. I tend to tell people, don't go to therapy to find the true answer of what you're trying to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should go ahead and talk to like a best friend for that, to get the honesty or whatever. But if you want to go to a therapist to talk about, you know, the pathway, you know what I'm saying, what path that you want to be on, I think that should be more of the focus of an actual therapist. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Can I add to that though? I think if you shift your perspective on therapy, for those people that are hesitant to go into it, it'll help. When you go to therapy, you take the burden of your friends and family, your support system, right? And you take the burden of yourself of trying to figure everything out in your home, right? Therapy is nothing more than a check-in.
That's what it is.
That's all it is, right? So
that's what it is.
I have to people all the time. You gotta have the right mindset to go to therapy. Also, you cannot show up to a therapist and think, Tesa, yo, what should I do?
Yeah.
Give me answers.
Yeah.
That's not how it works, right? They're gonna help you figure things out. They're gonna give you some tools or whatnot, but at the end of the day, you gotta do the work.
Right.
So when you leave the therapist's office, you gotta go out there and work.
That application comes into
right?
play.
And then 2 weeks later, a month later, whatever it is, you come back and you do a check-in. Is this working? It's not working, let's try this, right? So it takes the pressure of your friends who can remain your support system, right? So you're doing them a favor, you're doing yourself a favor because you're figuring things out that maybe, you know, therapy is not for everybody, right? Like, everybody doesn't need therapy. Everybody can benefit from it 100%.
That's a way of putting it.
But
I've
everybody
never heard it
doesn't
that
need
way.
it, right? You know what I mean? But for me, for example, like, once I realized what therapy was doing for me, yo, I don't care. Like, my therapist, and I put it against anybody with a camera. I put it against anybody. She can battle anyone. She's the best ever. I pay out of pocket for her because it's that important for me to have a therapist.
That's
in my life. So,
that's another.
Again, it's one of those things that we, you know, it is scary, and it is a journey also. Because I've had therapists that I didn't connect with, right? But that was to stop my journey. Keep reaching, keep finding. When you find that person.
And that's what I was saying. That's a key thing of finding that person. Like, not everybody is meant to be talked to about everything. But if you find that one person, therapist, friend, whoever you want to call it, you in a safe zone. You're in a safe ground to where I could safely release this energy to the person to get good feedback on. You know what I'm saying? Or the right feedback, if that makes sense. But
I'm glad you said something about safety, because we have to like set up our boundaries, understanding like this friend versus that friend. You know, you can't. We all know. We all got the one friend who you can't tell them. They just sat here and gave you everybody else's business. Man. You like, so how you doing, baby? I'm fine.
I'm good.
Like, I'm good. Everything is perfect.
I see
like, we got good. The kids are behaving.
Nah,
like, it's fine.
Literally.
But you have to, like, you know, you have to set your boundaries. How do you buckle down? How do you stay in 10 toes on like setting boundaries? Because setting boundaries, it's like once you understand that you have to do it, it's like, dang, man, I gotta do this. Like, I can't go out with this person, or I can't drink with that person, or I can't talk to this person about, you know, these things. When you realize that you have to do that, how do you stay loyal to yourself by enforcing those boundaries? See, I'm gonna ask you that. How do you stay true to your boundaries? How do you enforce your boundaries?
It's a really good question.
I was hoping.
I feel like there was 3 questions in one.
So let's start with this. How do you stay loyal to yourself through your boundaries? Is that a better way of putting it? Is that a better way? I'm just saying. Thank you, brother.
I think, one, recognizing that your needs matter, right? Like, understanding if you don't honor you, and you don't hold space for you, and you don't choose you, nobody else will, right? So you got to set that example for yourself.
Right.
It's literally teaching people how to treat you. So yeah, number 1 would be recognizing that whatever boundary comes from a need. So whatever need that exists that, you know, is valid, right? It's important. And second, realizing that you're teaching people how to treat you. And third would be, if you give people an inch, they'll take a mile, right? Like, you build self-trust by honoring your boundaries.
Right.
And every time that you bend a boundary, or you don't uphold a boundary, you're actually diminishing or hurting you're actually diminishing self-trust. You're actually dishonoring yourself, and you're teaching other people to do that as well.
I mean, I think it's I think it's hard. We've all been in situations we shouldn't have been in. People we shouldn't have been with.
Man.
And I think that's hard. I think that's hard because it's like you have to bet on yourself.
Facts.
You have to show up for yourself. I'll say that
part.
Like in the sense of you show up for yourself because you want to take that weight and that pressure of everyone else having to do it. You didn't show up for me. You didn't show up for me. But you're not showing up for yourself. Now there will be times when you can't show up for yourself, and you have people that love on you and pray with you and pray for you and do whatever their thoughts and all the things. They will do that for you. But for the most part, it should be you. You should be putting in the work.
No, fact.
You should be doing this. But I understand how difficult it is to be like, I put the pressure on you to do it, and I'm trying to do it too. And I think that's why a lot of us retreat to isolation, because it's like I'm sitting here trying to deal with myself, and now I'm trying to show you how to deal with this version of me that I don't even really know how to deal with. And I think that's why a lot of us retreat to isolation, which is not always a bad thing, but it comes to the point where at the end of the day, it's you. Just like I said last time, nobody's coming to save you.
Nope.
You gotta bet on you.
Facts.
You have to choose you. You have to put you. Man, I called out of work the other day, and it was simply because I needed peace. I wasn't sick, and if they see it, they see it. But I wasn't sick. It was nothing wrong with me. It was a mental health situation. Like, I was a little off balance Thursday night going into a Friday, and Friday I needed peace. And I knew if I walked into that building, I wasn't gonna get it. So I chose me. I chose peace for me that day. I
that part.
That weekends what you chose.
I needed to do it. And I chose working on Monday. So it's like it worked out. Go ahead, Miguel.
Sometimes a lot of the isolation, that self-imposed isolation experience, comes from guilt also, right? So
talk about
and this is what I'm saying, like, if you surround yourself with people that point to you, okay, make sure you point to them intentionally, and when your cup is full, give them a little something, you know what I mean? Because you know they're pointing to you, right? So create that two-way emotional reciprocity type relationship, so that way when you need something, you won't feel that guilty receiving from them, because you know for a fact you point to them already.
You said emotional reciprocity, and I want to get on it, but we gonna keep moving because we get to that. We'll never stop. We'll never cut these cameras off. Something that I can identify with, and this is a question that was submitted from someone from the audience. But how do you conquer procrastination? Because in that vein of wanting to be a better person and wanting to do the things that you need to do, how do you conquer procrastination? I'm gonna give my answer first, okay? It's my superpower. That's how I graduated college, okay? And my college buddy over here, this is how we did it. Paper due Friday, Thursday, we gonna go to happy hour, then we gonna go to the library and figure it out, and we gonna crank it out. So procrastination honestly has worked for me in certain aspects, but I know that's not a thing that like, you shouldn't encourage it. Like, let's not like procrastinate all the time.
Facts.
So how do we conquer? You're a business owner. You run the shop. Shout out to Ink Therapy in the building.
Say that.
So you're running our whole business. And how old are you again?
I'm 24.
Young black man.
Running our own business.
Young
Big up to
black
you.
man. You can't procrastinate. Or do you procrastinate and you just take your L's like, I'm here. But
it's pros and cons to the procrastination field. One thing that I've learned from this lady, I'm gonna be honest, I've seen it on TikTok, and I was shout out to TikTok. I was strolling.
They about to ban it, but go ahead.
So she was just basically explaining how, like, when you're procrastinating, when you give yourself a thought of doing, count down from 5 to 1. And it's going to give you that moment of getting that distraction out, because you're taking time to count, like, to put yourself in a focused standpoint. So one thing that helped me not to procrastinate was sports, honestly. Like playing sports, me having to go into boxing training, football practice, track, it's like you have to go. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to participate, you have to go to practice. So it be days I say I'm not going, but I know me, or betting on myself, I know I'm a good player. You know what I'm saying? I know that my team need me, so I can't procrastinate on myself because I'm procrastinating my team. So as a business owner, you know what I'm saying, me owning my own shop, I do that as well. I can't look at myself no more to procrastinate. I have people to take care of, you know what I'm saying? So I tend to you know, if it's something small, it could be an appointment. Yeah, I might procrastinate one day, show up 5 minutes late, don't beat me up, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to like something as a big achievement, as owning a shop and having people that work under you and all that stuff, there's no such thing as procrastinating. Like when that phone rings, you gotta answer, you gotta get there and do it. So it kind of eliminated itself in the sense of just owning the shop, honestly. So I guess advice, if you put yourself into ownership, no matter what it is, ownership of your work, ownership of your car, ownership of anything that you own, you make it an ownership and don't procrastinate on it, you know what I'm saying? So
I think that's why I'm such a fan of like doing the things that I enjoy.
Exactly.
Because like when it comes to this,
that's a big thing too though.
V never has to ask me twice for something. It's boom, boom, boom. If it's 9419, if it's shooting a podcast, if it's doing a photo shoot, if it's doing an artist showcase, if it's doing anything because I'm passionate about it, because I enjoy doing it, I don't ever have to get asked twice. But you know, when it comes to, we got jobs and the deadlines and stuff like that, it's like, okay. I think sometimes we're sure of our quality of work, whether it be great or little, and we just accept it. It's like, all right, it'll get it when it get it. What do you think, Tesa?
Outside of it just being bad habits and laziness, I'm gonna say check your fear, anxiety, and perfectionism.
Explain that. Explain the connection to the two.
Some of us procrastinate because we're perfectionists, right? And we stress and overthink over the task that we have to do, right? Because we want it to be perfect. And a lot of that stems from, underlying anxiety or fear. Sometimes it's fear of failure, but also sometimes it's fear of success.
Right.
It's a big thing.
Facts. No, that is true facts. I tell all my friends, like, if you want to do something, you just have to shoot the gun and just do it. You know what I'm saying? Because fear is controlling all of us. I'm gonna put that out there right now. Fear is the biggest thing that keep us contained. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I had to tell myself, don't be scared to do anything. Like if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And that the first step is identifying what you want to do, identifying the problem and all that stuff. You just broke the fear right there because you communicated with yourself that I'm scared of nothing, you know what I'm saying? So that was definitely like the biggest.
Remember Coach Carter?
Yeah.
My biggest fear, our biggest fear is our own greatness or whatever. Remember that moment?
Yep.
Great movie. Like
Shout out to them. I got it on DVD. You said something, Trey, that I wanted to get back to. The whole like betting on yourself and just doing it. How were you able to translate that? How were you able to translate from I want to open a shop, you committed on being a tattoo artist, you knew it wasn't going to be a corporate 9-to-5 kind of situation. How did you commit to it? Because we have people, and some of us are those that we want to get away from that vein of the 9-to-5 hustle and bustle, that rat race. How did you do it?
I mean, the first thing that I've kind of did was like not take. Can I curse on here? Not taking anything from nobody. I'm not gonna curse. You could? We can curse. Okay, don't take shit from nobody.
Okay,
that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel good now.
I gotta motherfucker this shit. That's what I expected.
No,
It's
crazy.
a rap video now.
But no.
That's what I was thinking.
Coming out with no clothes on.
But no, I honestly, I didn't take anything from anybody. I focused on my plan, you know what I'm saying, if that makes sense. So, like you said, like I knew I wanted to own the shop. I created a blueprint, I created a mission statement, I created a whole plan. Stuff that you learned in school, I put it towards, my business. And I just remained focused on everything. Like when people told me that it wasn't gonna work, I'm like, bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't tell me that because you don't do it. You never done it, you know? So that's basically what it was that made me like really get out of that state of like falling into the matrix, if you want to say, you know what I'm saying? And I that's what I tell people. Like if you don't want to be a part of the 9-to-5, you just start a business. It don't matter what it is. Clothes, shoes, shoelaces. Like it don't matter, but just
for real.
commit to it. That's it.
Like if you're on Instagram, you see an ad literally for everything.
Literally.
I think now we're in a time where our parents did the 9-to-5 thing, the go to school, get your degree, get you a job, get you a good government job. Work
Not just in DC.
Work somewhere. That's everywhere. Work somewhere for 20, 40 years. But now we're in a place like we can make money by running our miles.
And not to cut you off, let me tell you why this is starting to happen now, why there's more black-owned businesses doing this whole thing, because of COVID. Like, when we was trapped in the house for 3 days, they thought that we were just going to sit down and
3 days? You was on the
not 3 days.
Oh, because what?
A lot of people didn't stay inside. A lot of niggas. People in Atlanta never went inside.
Nigga, where was you?
You were in Atlanta. You were in Atlanta. In Atlanta, nobody went inside.
That was the time.
Okay, not 3 years, but when we was trapped in the house, you know, I think they thought that we were just gonna sit on our tails all day. But in reality, people were starting to come up with plans like, this job is not working for me. I need to figure something else out. So people starting to open up their own business. So y'all made me get lost in what I was about to say, laughing.
How did you get motivated? So now I'm with you. I'm with you. Gonna ride the wave. It's just more so us being in a place where I think that we can make money. They have people on YouTube making money off of eating stuff with a microphone.
Child.
You should see them now, dog.
Nah, I don't want to see them now.
You were saying you were home for 3 days. We started doing more as black-owned businesses.
Shout out to the black-owned businesses. There you go. Plug right now, Mr. PG County. Thank you for the sweatshirt again. He helped me down last time. Black-owned business in Prince George's County. Make sure I look good. We gotta give you a shirt. We got everybody. You get a shirt. You get a shirt. All right, we gotta get them shirts. We gotta get them shirts. All right, let's take a switch over to. I want to talk about friends and relationships. Right, together, and be honest. Like, get gritty with me. Right. A young man says, "I have a girl that my homies don't like. They don't mess with Slim."
What gotta do with me?
Oh, okay. What do you mean by that?
I'm just saying that.
What do you mean by that? So you're in a relationship with somebody that your friends necessarily don't like. Is that a problem?
For me? Nah.
Is it a problem for you?
Nah.
It's not a problem.
Well,
I don't care what they think.
That's a superficial question though, because the why is more important. Why don't they like her?
Why don't they like her?
She whipping my ass. She beating me up in the morning. She's making fun of my shoes.
No, the question does not say why. Disclaimer: I didn't come up with these questions. These questions were submitted from the audience and the viewers. Again, we are not therapists either. Okay,
Fine.
Not my questions. Not a therapist. Who
asked that question?
I say this though, a situation like that I'm big on self-reflection. You sit down with yourself and you assess the situation. Why don't my friends like her? 'Cause it might be a thing that this girl's about to help me level up. And y'all want me to sit down on the block, sitting on the stoop with y'all niggas.
They can't get it.
You know what I mean? Like so, or it could be that she's an asshole. You know what I mean? She
That could be a
you know what I mean? You gotta sit down with that moment, right? Now, if it's something petty, I'm not even gonna get involved in that.
So you're saying it depends on why they don't like her.
Yeah, we gotta answer.
But if it's more than one person, does that make us think like?
Again,
If all 4 of the homies come from different places, they know you from different arenas. Say we don't really like them like that.
Or why?
Okay.
I think you
I still wanna know why.
Yeah, I think
Because I know niggas that want it for herself. You know what I mean? They want to get with her.
That's the thing.
I just think you just got to see for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like if you can't sit right there and let your fellas sit right here and tell you who this person is. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to respond by, do you even know who you are? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just as simple as that. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to shut everything down there.
But what's up with your circle too though?
Yeah.
If you keep good niggas in your corner,
facts.
You listen to them, right? Because they're coming from an honest place. So you might be like, all right, what's going on? Again, you gotta listen to the people.
Knowing your crowd.
Yeah.
Last episode. Crowd.
Tesa, you quiet. What's up?
I mean, y'all said it. Y'all really said it. Yeah, I mean, y'all said it.
Okay, we
Y'all
hit
said it. Yeah.
All right, so look, I want to go a little deeper. How do you deal? And Miguel, I'm shooting this to you primarily, like off the jump. So get yourself ready. You ready?
I was on the hot seat.
Dun, dun, dun.
Why you gotta do all that? That's the question.
And that's only because I feel like it's been your experience. How do you deal with a friend? This is just a friend, platonic situation. How do you deal with a friend who has maybe mild to severe mental health issues that aren't dealing with them?
Okay. And they're not dealing with it?
They're not dealing with them.
That's deep.
Man, that's tough.
Because we talked about boundaries, we talked about choosing yourself, we talked about how to keep it clean. You have a friend that you're close with that you know has these mental health challenges, however, they're not, either they not or you just can't. How do you deal with it?
All right, so I'm gonna try to speak from a place of experience.
Please.
Right, so you gotta set boundaries. Right? You gotta set boundaries for yourself, because a lot of times what happens is when people are dealing with mental health struggles and they feel comfortable with you, they will dump it all on you instead of, like we said earlier, going to get the help that they need. Right? To be fair to me, to be fair to our friendship, they should go get help. Now, a lot of times people dealing with depression, anxiety, stuff like that, they might not even realize it. And, when I left, I was in the military. I was in the Army for 10 years.
Thank you.
And when I, you're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate your service.
But when I was medically retired, I didn't want to retire. I love my job. I love my career. So, and I came out in a very good situation.
Okay.
I got a very hefty check for the rest of my life from the VA and all that, right?
Nice.
You single?
We ain't got much.
We see.
We ain't got much. That's my
Sorry.
We gonna see later.
That's stupid, but check it out. So, for about 6 months, I didn't realize how depressed I was after getting out. You know what I mean? Like, I was laying in bed, not playing with my kid. It was bad, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't realize it. So sometimes the person dealing with the issue might not even see it. So depending on how close I am to them, my relationship with them, talk to them. Let them know what's up. Let them know what you see, and encourage them to go get help.
How do you continue to support them?
By whenever I have it in me, whenever I have the mental space, emotional space for it, I'm there. I show up. I go, I visit, call, text, send a meme or something, you know what I mean? Check in on them. Care packages, however you can, right? But at the end of the day, remember, that's their journey, not yours. You know what I mean? Like, my mental, I deal with depression even to this day. I'm a suicide survivor. That's my journey. That's my story. I deal with that shit on my own with the support of all my family and friends. 100%, but it's my journey.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's my first time doing it.
Nah, you good. No, I got you. Those notes are for me. Finish up.
My bad. But, you know what I mean? Like,
You look like a deer. I don't know what to do.
Now, I've also had friends that my advice and my support when, unanswered or not taken into consideration, and they kept trying to dump stuff on me. And I had to cut ties with people. Not forever, but until they go get some help, I can't keep
That's
showing
setting
up.
that boundary. That is choosing
That's
you. That
big.
is setting that boundary.
So that's how I would deal with it. That's how I have dealt with it. And I'm very intentional about who I pour into that are struggling through stuff, you know what I mean? Because that's a journey also. If you follow, not follow, but if you know any alcoholics, right, that go to Alcoholics Anonymous, you know that there's also an organization called Al-Anon that is for families and friends of alcoholics. Because alcoholism is a lifelong journey and it impacts other people's lives. So it's a support group for people that deal with that, right?
That support.
And I'm only saying that to say this, like, understand how heavy mental health issues can be, right? And it's not your job to take on people's shit.
That part.
Thank you for sharing that. We're gonna get back into all the talks about all the things. We're gonna talk more about mental health and relationships and all of the good stuff. Y'all stick with us. We're gonna take a short break, but we will be right back. And we have something special in tune for you guys. Y'all stay tuned.
just ain't the same between us. I can't explain the way they changed. When you touch my skin, things just start to happen, and I don't know, but I think I'm falling in love with you. Feels like I'm falling in love with you. I miss you even though you ain't go nowhere. When I kiss you, it makes me feel some type of way in my heart. It feels like my heart skipped a beat, and without you I feel incomplete. Things just ain't the same between us. I can't explain the way they change, but I think I'm falling in love with you. Feels like I'm falling in love with you. I think I'm falling in love.
Moving different cause the pain don't faze me. Moving different, had to make some changes. I was locked down cause I swore we make it. Hey look, that lover's quarrel be the key to life. Best laid plans, they key to my strike, trying to see the night. I'ma be alright if I beat it right. At least it's what I'm thinking right. It's clear I ain't thinking right, cause I lost love in the dead of night. I thought I bossed up, she had me dead to rights. And I ain't been right since. Fight scripts from my heart, I went limp. Ice on my heart, missed the ice on my wrist. I caught me a Parker, it's been a cold trip. Some 16 things that are winning things, I miss the finer things. Running around the city with a melanin thing, I like the joy it brings. Picture perfect on the surface, but things ain't what they saying. Deep down, I've been hurting no matter the joy I bring. She know that she worth it, but I don't pack it to a purpose. You know that I'm hurting, I keep shit on the surface. Let's go. Moving different cause the pain don't faze me. Moving different, had to make some changes. I was locked down cause I swore we make it. Said I can't live my life for you. I can't see the strings you pull. I can't waste no time on you. I can't. Yeah. Said I'm moving different cause the pain don't faze me. Moving different, had to make some changes. I was locked down cause I swore we make it. Moving different cause the pain don't faze me. Moving different, had to make some changes. I was locked down cause I swore we make it. Moving different cause the pain don't faze me. Pain don't faze. Go. Hey. Let's go.
Sweet. Yeah,
Yeah, man, shout out to homie Big Jared, man. 1500 or nothing. Yeah. Sweet. Hey, I'm a one-to-one. They wanna know how I got all of this flavor and light. I'm my daddy's son, and why I got all of this bounce every time that I step. You know where I came from. Gotta thank God for the glow. I've been trapping for my soul. I don't got time to be wasting. I'm intentional about all my energy. I'm really finicky. If you a friend of me, we gotta grow on some purpose. You ain't offending me if you ain't feeling me, cause I know that I be working. I don't do this for man validation. Be 100 to feet off the pavement, yeah.
Rick, why you trying to play me? Acting like you don't miss me, you know you do. You got out there acting all different now. Talking about you moved to California and found God.
Look, hey. I took my time and I bossed up. On Melrose looking flossed up. Purpose no matter the cost, bruh. Grateful for all that I lost, bruh. I had to lose me some friends, yeah, just to go double my ends. Wait, I had to lose me some friends, hey, just to go, yeah. I'm in my bag, yeah. Buying my swag, hey, whoa. I'm in my bag, yeah, yeah. I don't gotta brag, sweet, sweet. I'm in my bag, yeah, yeah. I don't gotta brag, yeah, yeah. I'm in my bag, hey, swag, yeah. I was like Saul, now I'm like Paul. I had to change a heart. Saved, I ain't soft. Thinking it's sweet, you gon' get your ego hurt. For I know the plans, they not the harm, they just to prosper us. Pushing hope by the pound, POP, hold it down, man, my family keep lifting up. Look, this really me when y'all not around. The enemy here be my stomping ground. My neighbor get mad when he hear the sound. I declare the decree and I speak it loud. I gave my all and look what I found. I treat these lyrics like chopper sound. Where I'm from, they bring them choppers out. I'm trying to get bro to put choppers down.
Hey fool, you switched up. Like how you go all the way to LA and you get all Christian like you move all the way to California and now you talk about you found Christ.
Look, hey. I took my time and I bossed up. On Melrose looking flossed up. Purpose no matter the cost, bruh. Grateful for all that I lost, bruh. I had to lose me some friends, yeah, just to go double my ends. Wait, I had to lose me some friends, hey, just to go, yeah. I'm in my bag, yeah. Buying my swag, hey, whoa. I'm in my bag, yeah, yeah. I don't gotta brag, sweet, sweet. I'm in my bag, yeah, yeah. I don't gotta brag, yeah, yeah. I'm in my bag, popping my swag, don't gotta, yeah.
Nobody told me it wouldn't be easy. Family told me it'd be worth it in the end. Yeah. Oh, I'll count it all joy if it all comes crashing down. And keep my eyes open, headed high to the end of time. If your love, I'll give anything. Your love, I'll probably live again. Yeah. For your love, I'll probably fly away. For your love, I'll keep on singing about you. Oh, for your love, I'll give anything. Your love, I'll probably live again. Yeah. For your love, I'll probably fly away. Your love, I'll keep on singing about you. No moving back and forth. I've been hoping and I've been waiting until I came no more. The one that I adore What's the move, please, Lord, tell me? Life is crazy, I can't imagine being left out in the dark. Please come light up my life. I'll give anything. I'd give anything.
For your love, I'll probably fly away. For your love, I'll keep on singing about you.
Oh, for your love, I give anything. Your love, I'll probably live again. For your love, I'll probably fly away. For your love, I'll keep on singing about you. I keep on singing about you.
I'll keep on singing about you.
Keep on singing about you.
I'll keep on singing about you.
I keep on singing about you.
I'll keep on singing about you.
I keep on singing about you.
I'll keep on singing about you. Singing about you. I'll keep on singing about you.
I keep on singing about you.
Singing about. I'll keep on singing. I'll keep on singing about you.
All right, I am Harris on the mic. Thank you for coming back and staying tuned with us to Project 9419. I'm here on the couch with the Tre. With the Tre.
The Tre.
Look, I love it. I'm here with Tre, the owner of Ink Therapy. I'm here with my man Miguel, who is a suicide prevention advocate, and my girl Tesa, who is a licensed coach.
Yes,
All
yes,
right,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We locked in now.
All right, so look, out the door, right? Straight up. You're in a relationship, you're in a consistent sexual agreement with somebody, and you want to introduce a little razzle dazzle, right? You want to hit them with a little kink, a little tiny.
Hold on.
A little.
What's the razzle dazzle?
What's razzle dazzle? Is like a little kink, a little.
There's
play.
levels to that shit, though.
It is levels. So let's be mindful. We are not sex therapists, okay? We are not kink shamers at all. I support the kink, okay? Mom, I love you, okay? All right.
I'm gonna stick to what I,
You see what you know?
I'm here.
How do you introduce? Okay, let the sisters talk. We're gonna let the brothers, because they get real uncomfortable. You want to introduce a little razzle dazzle, a little kink to your fella. How you do that? How would you go about that? I'm
gonna seduce him first.
You gonna seduce him?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till he gets. I don't know if this is. I'm gonna be honest. You said we in a relationship.
What's the safe word?
Right? We still practice consent.
You gotta say safe word.
No. Well, but I'm also not. Anyway.
All right, I got you.
What I mean by that is I'm gonna wait till his senses are already heightened. He's already turned on, right? Because it's easier to convince guys to do things when they're turned on. Yeah. From experience.
What are we talking about here? What are we introducing? We gotta be specific on that.
The level of kink differs.
The next level is.
Yeah.
We're clearly at all different levels, and when y'all come to my podcast, we can talk about all the kinks. We're here for 9419. We just go whatever your next level is. So if you're here and like there's something that's next level. That's whatever your next level is, because your next level may be something, you know what I'm saying, Tre did like 8 years ago, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or, your next level may be something like, that's how I learned, you know what I'm saying? It's just, our levels are different. So whatever your next level is, how do you introduce the next level to your partner?
I mean, hold on, I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you go once I finish mine. I think we kind of talked about this on the last one, though. Honestly, it's just really about communication, right? Like, just communicating with your sexual partner or whoever you're in a relationship with, because those are two different things. It could be, depending on who you are.
Whoever you're choosing. When you
Right.
want sex, this is the person you go to. We'll just say that. It's the person you go to.
Just being open and honest about. Touche. just being honest about what you want to try. Like just being open and having a conversation.
If I come in with some juice, we having that conversation. I'm gonna
You come in with some juice. That is.
Tell you right now, a cup of juice. We're gonna have a talk. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you gonna get her?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna have a talk. You know.
An adult beverage.
You trying to get her drunk?
No, wait.
This sound. Hold on.
What's in the juice?
Minimum orange juice.
Ginger also called.
What the fuck is happening right now?
No. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it.
You trying to put me on? You trying to put me?
Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm gonna say.
Help me out.
I'm gonna just talk about it. Or this could probably get me in some trouble. I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
Oh.
I can just be like, oh, well, so and so told me, you know, her and so is doing X, Y, Z, and then she'd be like, nah, okay. But if I get her like, oh, that's crazy, I'd be like, don't I know it?
Nah, for real. That is the true test.
You kind of gotta, but communication. It has to be talked about. You can't just be like, here.
What was that?
You can't just be like, we're doing this tonight.
But that's my point. That's my point, right?
You can't.
Sit over there.
So,
Get away from me.
You can't just do that. So it's like, I think if you communicate, like, how do you feel about X, Y, and Z? Whatever. And again, kink is subjective to one's
interpretation.
And normal is subjective to one's experience. Thank you.
I do feel like for this conversation, we gotta be more specific. I get where you're going, but we gotta.
What do you consider kinky?
Well,
Not the.
I'm a grown ass man. I'm a grown ass man. But the point that I'm making is right. For example, if what I want to introduce to my partner is, I don't know, a butt plug or a toy or a rose. I don't gotta get you hyped up because you want that little rose and you know.
Maybe.
But no, that's an easy conversation though, right? That's an easy conversation. You don't like it, all right, cool, we'll move on.
Cool.
Now, if I want to bring another girl in, right? Now I gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, now we gotta talk. Now we gotta kind of be finesse it a little bit. But it's levels to that. Like when you grab that bottle, you all look like, what the fuck you doing with that shit? You know what I mean? Like, that's a real, it's levels, right? You know what I'm saying though? Like it's levels to it, but I think at the end of the day, it boils down to a simple communication. That's life though. Like everything in life, any type of relationship, it boils down to communication and respect, and then being able to receive the answer, right? So if I talk to you about whatever I want to do, and you're not cool with that, I gotta respect that also.
Nah, facts.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I mean that is a good thing though, because I mean, shout out to my pops. One thing he always told me, of course, no means no. You know what I'm saying? Despite of how you go into that question, you know, like you said, you want to talk about bringing another female involved, like you gotta. I would consider that testing the waters. You know what I'm saying? Like going there, like you said, so and so doing all this, and depending on that answer, that's how you can respect that boundary and all that stuff. And then if you get a bad answer, then okay.
Because when she replies back after she gave you the girl, you're like, nice not to bring another dude to the bed. You know what I mean? Like, return the favor, right?
Let's talk about that.
That's what I'm saying, though, right? That's what I'm saying, though, right? Like
I want to talk about that. Let's talk about that.
That's real shit, right?
You go to your lady. You go to your lady and say, listen, I want to bring another woman into the bedroom. She says, okay. Y'all do it, and let's say it works. Let's just say it works, right? She comes to you in the same confidence and the same security because y'all can communicate. She say, look, I'm trying to bring, another male to the bedroom.
They shutting it down.
We're gonna have that conversation before the girl comes in.
Nah, facts. Yeah,
we're gonna have the whole. We're gonna get it out the way. Like, yo, you good?
Cause I can end both of it. Both of it got to
go. You good with FMF? And no, You know, MFMs. Are we good with
that?
that?
These acronyms stand for.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Motherfucking
I'm
Mac.
a blind ass
I don't know any. Look at that's levels. MF, NF.
I was just saying.
I was today years old.
Yeah,
I was today years
Check it
old.
out. And then you got MFF, and then you got.
He got. What's going on?
So you gotta put the M or the F in the middle.
Motherfucker, what are we saying?
Right.
Okay.
So,
I didn't know what.
you can have.
You read a periodic table. I ain't know.
I thought it was all wrestling.
But you can have the MFM, right? MFM, where both men are to please a woman.
Male, female, male.
Wow.
Yeah, male, female, male.
Yeah.
Where both men are just there to please a woman. It's understood, right? And then you got the FMM. Start watching that bitch. You know what I mean?
So that's why the conversation will be held before, and she starts talking like that. Then we cutting all of it. I don't want the female coming involved. You don't want the male coming involved. We just want it. We're just gonna be us two.
But that's communication, though. That's
I'm not having it.
So we're saying that you can bring another woman into the bedroom, but you don't want your woman to bring another man. It's hypocrisy.
Yeah, it is.
It is a double standard.
Yeah, I don't
Let's talk about why.
I don't want none of it.
Life ain't fair.
I don't want none of it.
Wow. The brother in the back speaks up. I've never heard JB that loud ever in life.
This is a whole rabbit hole we about to go down.
I'm just saying, why? I'm like, if she say, okay, let's call Shawty, let's call her. I think it's cool. But I want to call brother man too. Look at you nervous. Look at you pointing. Look at you. Yeah, it's not you. He's not saying like, oh yeah, he can tag you too. Like,
she understands. What if she like it? What if she like his stuff more than mine?
You see her sweat a little bit, right?
So the question is posed. I love my job. Thank you so much.
I don't like that.
I love my job. The question is posed. What if she like how he do things better than I do things? But does she not have to face the same question when you're asking to bring another woman into the bedroom for your pleasure? No.
A male's ego is way more fragile.
I don't think bringing another person. Okay. Repeat that, Tesa.
I said a male's ego is way more fragile. Exactly. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying y'all don't need to check it, okay? I'm just saying it's the facts. Y'all. Yes, it's different.
That's the problem.
Well, we know that.
I don't have that problem.
But don't females get attacked emotionally off of?
Not every time.
Okay.
Okay. So we really want to have that conversation? Not every time.
I'm in the hot seat. I don't like it.
No.
You please yourself?
No.
You're ecstatic that you did what you came there to do. I please myself. I can't make myself feel good about what just happened. Like you can make me feel good.
But the question is like and that's the point. The question is that anytime a woman engages in the sex, she gets emotionally attached, and that's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true. But let's be honest about what sex. See, this is a whole nother conversation, yo.
We got time.
I mean, if we're honest, sex is never just sex. As much as we try to tell ourselves, including men, that sex is just sex, it's never just sex. There is way more things being exchanged when you are actually having sex. Spiritual, emotional, like it's way more. It's just not just sex.
A person, man or woman, can't just have sex. It's always something else.
I mean,
being exchanged, whether you realize it or not.
It's still an exchange.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't question the exchange, but just because it's okay, so let me question this. Because there is an exchange, does that automate an attachment?
Yo, check this out. Can I math? Here's the issue. Women are by nature, right? Society tells us that it's okay for you to express yourself, right? So you can let us know that after we connected physically, that you have a certain level of energetic connection now.
Right.
For men, we can't do that. Society tells us it's wrong for us to like feel that connection, that closeness, right? So a lot of us, what we'll do is like I'm gonna be smash and pass or whatever it is that you tell yourself, right?
That part.
You're tricking yourself into that.
That part.
I think sex is beautiful. Well, however, whatever the dynamics are, you want to have an orgy, you want to have a party, whatever you want to do, whatever it is, want to let it be consensual. But know what the fuck you're doing. Like, know that it's not just.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. And walk out of there with that understanding and be grown about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Facts.
All right. So, in the same vein of communication with your partner, right? And I know this is going to start the war between the women and the fellas.
My
right?
damn.
At least I got a partner. I'm good.
We tied down tonight.
Cause last time
it was rough. You doing okay?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. All right. The whole work husband, work wife thing. Is my boyfriend? Is me having a work husband?
What?
Is me? Ooh, Miguel old school. Is me having a work husband? Is that really inappropriate, or is my boyfriend insecure, or is he tripping? Mind you, these are not my questions, okay? Not questions I'm asking. No. Is the person married? No.
I mean, I don't think it matters whether you're married or not.
It doesn't matter what. So the work husband is always inappropriate.
I would say so.
Oh, so hold up though. What are we even talking about? What does that even mean?
What does it even
mean? What does that even mean?
None of us have ever had work spouses.
I have definitely.
I'm gonna say no.
That means there's a lot of comfort coming from somewhere.
Is that wrong though? Let's talk about that. Are you so insecure that the person that you're dating can't have comfort in somebody else outside of you?
I think that title is
I think the mistake. This. Oh my God, I might get. I'm gonna go on record saying I do not have a work wife or husband. I don't have that. But what I think, there you go. I think the mistake is using that phrase and that title to and in front of your spouse or your partner or your person.
No.
Like I think the minute you be like, oh yeah, that's just Jay, that's just my work husband. It's like, what? Why are you even saying that? You can just say you and Jay cool. Me and Jay are not work. We don't even work together. Okay, we'll put that out there. But what I'm saying is, why even go that far if me and Miguel were together and we go to lunch once or twice a week.
I'm your work bestie.
Right. You are the coworker that I mess with. I don't work with the rest of my guys.
So you know what I think it is? I think it gets to that certain level of work husband and work wife because they're taking it there. You know what I'm saying? Like because the flirtation part comes involved. Yeah. I can sit right here and be I can sit right here.
Somebody said it's territorial.
I can sit right here and be a good friend with a female and we go and get food. A woman. Oh my lamb.
What you good?
Thank you. I appreciate. You know what I'm saying? But I can have a woman friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I can buy her lunch or she could buy me lunch and all that stuff. But we won't think nothing of it. But once we take it to that state of work husband and work wife, clearly that means we're having some type of flirtatious relationship. You know what I'm saying? So
if you just buying lunch, it's cool. You got a problem with your girl if somebody else buy her a sandwich?
I honestly would not care.
You
like
care.
I would not care. But
if she stopped them from buying by
healing, not healed.
Man, but if it's in a sense where if it's in a sense where she has her emotions involved with that, you know what I'm saying, to where it's avoidance with our relationship, then clearly you have some type of connection.
Is she hiding it?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But but by both of us once. If
you gotta ask, what is the responsibility of a work husband or work wife?
Ooh. It should be no responsibility.
Yeah,
that's my point.
I don't think it should be.
I think the biggest mistake of the whole work husband, work wife kind of situation is the fact that you're calling it that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it should be a thing.
That's your husband. Period. Ain't no husband part B or part 2, or ain't no half part-time husband or part-time wife. If you have a husband, if you have a wife, that's all it is. Mm-hmm. I would never. No. No.
You got a question though, but like, what if you don't know? Like, what if it's just a relationship, but it's not like identity?
It depends on the terms of the relationship.
I think it gets to that point because one person is slacking. So if I'm with,
not really.
If my girl, okay, say we're going to say work and lunch and all that stuff, and my girl is at work and she's hungry, and if she don't call on me for lunch and she goes to him for lunch, then clearly I'm slacking on something.
Why we stuck on this lunch shit? Like that?
That's where it happens. I don't know if you know.
But that, you know what though?
That's an example.
It happens at lunch.
That's an absolutely internal.
I've seen something online, and I can honestly say I have experienced it. You can lose your girl to a nigga buying a sandwich.
Yeah, so
you can lose your girl to a nigga buying a sandwich. Like, don't lose your girl to a nigga buying a sandwich.
If my girl's in prison, nigga buying her a sandwich, man, I got a problem.
That's why so many women have an issue with another woman cooking or preparing a meal for their husband.
Yeah.
That's why so many women have an issue with like, oh, who cooked you lunch? Or who made you food? Who made you food? We have an issue with it. Yeah. Most times, most women have an issue with another woman cooking or providing food, nourishment, groceries to their husband because that's her job. And most women will look at, oh, your wife ain't feed you today?
Right.
Like he can't eat on his own.
The story we tell ourselves, yo.
But right there, you already disrespecting my relationship by coming at me like that. Yo, don't worry about me.
Miguel's old school.
I'm saying though, don't worry about this shit. Don't worry about this shit. What I'm saying is though, like, yo, like you can have people at your job that you're close to. Matter of fact, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? In a healthy environment, you're gonna feel close, drawn to people. You're gonna go out to lunch, have more fun with some people, or whatever it is, right? You got work freaking besties. You got people that you're closer to. You got your little clique or whatever it is, right? I don't got to disrespect your relationship or your marriage.
Nah, fuck.
You don't gotta let it.
The two can exist.
Establish that shit.
You're saying that the two can exist in a healthy manner at the same time.
Yeah, but you gotta set those boundaries.
You gotta set those boundaries.
I'm good. If my girl's at home and she don't want me to get lunch from you, as much as I want to, I ain't gonna do it because I value this.
Because it's not worth it.
It ain't.
Okay. Well, listen, we're gonna take a second. We're gonna have another commercial break real quick. We're gonna play some dope music for y'all. We're gonna get some water and talk some more trash. We'll be back with y'all shortly in a minute.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Tre, Ink Therapy, located in Waldorf, Maryland. Here to talk to you guys about Trade Tuesdays. Trade Tuesdays is simply something that we created to help you barter trade anything without having currency involved. You could trade anything valuable from $100 on up to $800. For example, if you wanted to bring in rims or your car, you could bring your car. But no, if you wanted to bring in rims for your vehicle and to trade it in and get a tattoo, of course we will match the value of the rims and you come in and get the tattoo and so much. But Trade Tuesdays is definitely in full effect. Like I said, once again, it will be held every third Tuesday out of each month. So see you there. Get me out.
Yeah. Keep all this too. Heavy is the head. I see the bow throwing. I'm too full with it. I gotta keep going. Kobe with the wins. You niggas just ennobling. You winning only cause of me. Let's keep the ball rolling. No disrespect, Slim. Where is your check, Slim? Bringing up that old shit. Don't disrespect him. I'm just investing, jugging and finessing. Never ever took a loss. Those were just lessons, and those turned to blessings. God works some miracles. A church girl at heart, but these days I'm more spiritual. Always go off in the G transfer, so be aware. Always where it's going on. I ain't never seen you there. You a bunch of heavy talk. Gotta turn that into plays. Gotta get your soul right. More productive with your days. Get up early, say a prayer. Never more than I can bear. Off-white jacket and some Nikes just to keep it player. Hardships made my heart hard, but wins gave me compassion. I remember when they pointed in the halls laughing. Police kicked in those they saw. Brother locked up doing time. Saw my mama tricking off on lawyers, spending every dime. Find my strength through nights I cried. Never let them know my hurts. Crush me when I'm Gertie died. Snot and tears all on my shirts. Tribulations necessary. Trials come to strengthen you. Found my purpose under God. Scribbling in pencil. Used to play with Etch-a-Skets, PS3s and Barbie dolls. Climbing trees told me all the ins and outs of the rise and falls. Came into my own though. No such thing as should have been. I prefer to focus on the now and not what could have been. Heavy is the head. I see the bow throwing. I'm too full with it. I gotta keep going. Kobe with the wins. You niggas just Ginobili. You winning only cause of me. Let's keep the ball rolling. Yeah, heavy is the head. I see the boat throwing. I'm too full with it. I gotta keep going. Kobe with the wins. You niggas just Ginobili. You winning only cause of me. Let's keep the ball rolling. Yeah, I can only measure success by who I bless. I'ma always give it my all and nothing less. Life is just a test. The stress is bound to happen. I'm just serving food for your thought. This ain't rapping. Used to lack control of myself. Was always snapping. Aggression came complete with the shits and hand clapping. Lost some good people. I miss them and hope they good. But can't blame them for walking away. I understood. Can't expect for people to settle on how you are. That's just how I am. Excuse won't get you far. Gotta be something you seek that's on the
and I need to get out the house more. No, I don't. Wait, no, I won't. I see all that I need to see. I go exactly where I need to be. Banners be pressed to see the world just to post every moment, holding no atonement. I ain't finger pointing, I just felt it okay if I talk about me while you scrolling. I'm out the scene. I feel like I ain't missing nothing. They still have yet to show something. I'm out the scene. Miss me with that photo dumping, Dropbox on your location posing. I'm out the scene. Always rep them underground kings. They keep it surface on your flat screen. These days I kick it to the kids playing, but they don't know what I mean. Like well played. Well played. Well played. What's the haps, fill the gaps, and fix the flax, so Cadillac, slim mind you carry. This ain't that, it's a trap, they shoot craps like Uncle Junebug hunting Bambi. They rolling past the weed for slaughter, still the shop, call the mid-bar Wiley angry. This is high school of hard knock, and my musicals won't cast off, and Nanny to keep it real with you. Kick your feet up, ain't no issue. Don't think that you keep the credits, cause I keep a classic that's reserved for the sequel. I told that IOD for my OG, even KD come from my bottom of the burrow. It's OT, clocking for the land of Merle. Who said that Hazen got it? It's been in my pocket, like the crank the burp before the socket. Your favorites and this, some came along to watch it. I had some that call me brother, just a jock. If only they had the goal to get the gap to gather gains. You know these guns ain't got it. I even had other rappers trying to manage me when I saw fit to poke holes on they logic, and still I pray for them. Did it to myself, should've seen the signs coming in the mirror, wondering did my pride hurt my substance, cause I'm like I gotta give them something. Hope that I'd ever been through wasn't for nothing, was arms length from self-destruction. You might think I'm bugging, but by Pac's definition, I've been thugging cause I'm out the scene.
All right,
guys, so we're back at 9419 Live. I'm not Harris on the mic. I am actually the creator. My name is Barrett Taylor, and pretty much I put this whole thing together. So before we start and like jump into the next panel, I do want to drop some stuff that we're doing. So Project 9419 has partnered with Wayne Got Whipped, and we're giving 3 cars to mothers for Mother's Day. So we are donating used cars for moms who need a A to B car, who need something, a little encouragement. It kind of helps give them a little push to actually, get some happiness in their life and help their kids get happy. And hopefully we can figure out the next steps to it. Next steps to it. Now you messed me up. But anyway, to jump into it, the best way you can do it is you can email project9419 or you can email Wayne Got Whipped. You can please send us a paragraph explaining why would you need the car and how would the car help you in your life. Email us 9419 or Wayne Got Whipped by May 6th, sorry. And by May 6th, we will have everything updated and we'll try to figure out who's going to deserve the cars. So now we have an amazing panel. We have honoring Women History Month. I wanted to do something special for especially black women that's around us because, just to be honest with you, black women are the key. Woo! Pretty much. So I have 3 amazing women. I have Angie, I have Tierra, and then I have Keisha J. I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna let y'all explain, introduce yourself. Go ahead, Keisha, you start first.
All right, I'm Keisha J. I am an educator. I've been in education for 12 years. And Keisha J is also a screenwriter, self-published author, so I'm that as well. And I recently had my first film, debuted in December, Open Secrets, so.
Tierra?
Hey, I'm Tierra, also known as Temp. I am a high school educator in PG County. I'm also in school for counseling, so I'll be graduating in May with a master's in school counseling with urban students. I currently sit on the board as the president for a youth female empowerment mentoring group called Divine by Design. And outside of that, that's it. I'm a mom too. Yeah.
Okay, Mom.
Always.
Angela Jones. I'm a creative, a consultant, and a cultivator. Stellar nominated artist with a group called Brandon Camper in One Way. I sing with other major artists. I'm a consultant. I help social enterprises and creatives business plan, fundraise, business operations, and a cultivator. My job on earth, my purpose is to pour into the younger generation, so I cultivate through music, through business, through mentorship.
That's dope.
That's me.
That's dope. When do y'all have time to sleep?
Typically around 10 p.m. because I wake up early.
Yeah.
So I asked basically a group of men simple questions. What would they like to ask women? And I got questions. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got some sketchy questions, but I got some questions that I feel like the masses need to know. All right, y'all ready?
I don't know.
No.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You sure?
Take the lead, sis.
Okay.
So one of the questions is, how can a man protect a woman?
Ooh, how can...
Listen first.
Listening is really big, and being able to communicate. Listening and communication, just being present and in the moment is very important. And feedback. Like, I want to know what you think, even though sometimes it may be difficult to share what you think, but we really do need to know that you're there, you're present.
Okay.
I think coming to the table, even if you're not fully healed, working on healing and understanding that you have some things that you may need to heal. Because at this moment for me, you can't protect me if you're not understanding what your triggers, your traumas, your things are. How can you protect me if you don't understand how to deal with those things? I definitely think that communication is also key, especially in that moment, like dealing with the healing aspect, because if you're not communicating where you stand with those things, then how as a woman would I understand that you're hurting too?
Okay.
Because I feel like men need protection just as much as we do.
Agreed.
Yes.
I would just say ditto. I think active listening is very important. Oftentimes as different genders, we don't digest things the same way. So active listening, a level of understanding, and then, different action. So understanding that how I love might not be the way you love, but listen to how I love and take into account how I love so you can support the ways that I move about in the world.
All three of y'all said communication.
Oh, yeah.
Men are not easy communicators, just be honest with you. Well, yeah, most of the time, yeah. So I got a question, like what is an example of great communication? Wow.
I'll say no, being present in the moment, just sharing how you feel. It doesn't always have to make sense. Just being in the moment and just letting us know what's on your mind. Don't say nothing. It could be like 1,000 things going on. I know for me, I'm always thinking about something. I'll be like, look, I have so much going on, but I will say, this keeps coming up. Oh, okay, let's talk about it. How are you feeling today? But also, in order for that to happen, I think we have to develop a safe space for you all to be able to come to us and communicate. So it's not just come and communicate. And it's not just, men, women, it's women, men and men. Gotcha. We all have to develop a safe space for us to talk and be there, because that's very vulnerable.
Define a safe space. Like what exactly is a safe space that you can give to a man, exactly?
Non-judgment. Our facial expressions say everything. Even when we don't even realize they are saying things. So sometimes you all may go off of that and be like, I can't talk to her because the way she looked at me, oh nah. But so we have to be mindful of that as well. And just saying it's a non-judgment zone. Like we both have a past. We all have a past, and we have to come prepared to know that this man has a past, and we cannot judge you off of that. And just, we're here in this moment. We're moving forward. What's up?
What's up? So, Temp.
Yes.
You heard the face expressions. I saw the face expressions. You heard the face expressions.
It's a thing. It is a thing. Okay. It is a thing. What's the question?
The question is, how can you? What's a safe space for men? Like how? What exactly is that? What would you say that would be?
For me, and not just men in general, people, because I spoke on the healing aspect and having an understanding of like your trauma and your triggers. Because if we're having a conversation and something that I say is triggering you and you don't understand that, you're quick to shut down. Most likely you're going to shut down. And so for me, it's as a woman or as a partner coming into it, respecting the fact that at this moment, because there are times where you don't want to talk about something. In this moment, like, we don't have to talk about this. I'm here. We can sit here in silence. But communication, to me, it doesn't have to always be a verbal exchange. And I think that that's something that gets lost in it. That safe space doesn't always have to be, let's talk about this right now, right here. At this very moment, we have to talk about it. And I think that that's something that a lot of times people forget or get lost in. Like, oh, I feel this right now, so we got to talk about it now. Give somebody a second to process. Give your partner a second to understand, hey, look, I got this issue, it's here, I want to talk about it. Your partner might not be ready, allow y'all to table that, because I feel like the men I've dealt with, when conversations and they put on a hot spot, it's a shutdown. And it's because they're not ready. And instead of respecting that they're not ready, it's always a, well, I want to talk about it now. And I know as a woman, like, I want this now. You did this, let's talk about it now, let's talk about it now. And that causes a problem. It causes that discomfort. It causes that I'm going to shut down, we're not talking. So just respecting the space for me. Making sure that you're respecting that your partner needs a second to process in terms of creating a safe space. The facial expressions, I'm sorry, that's a work in progress. But coming to the table also open to respecting and understanding where each of you all are standing is big too.
And when I speak about the males in your life, I'm not just speaking romantically. I'm speaking like brothers, fathers, cousins, stuff like that. So I don't want anyone at home get misconstrued. Like, no, we're not talking about just relationships. We are talking about relationships. We're not just talking about like romantic relationships. We're talking about emotional relationships with your dad, your brothers, and people like that. What about you, Angie?
I think you have to be open to honesty. I do believe there is layers to a safe space, so I agree with you all. But I think that oftentimes people don't share their emotions because they're scared of how you will react or respond. And I think it is important just to check your emotions. I know as women we tend to lead with our emotions first, but in order to provide a safe space, we should be open to everything that is said and not have to have a comment and not always have to have a solution, because I know I'm particularly solution oriented, but just again have a listening ear. If it's just being present at the moment, but just provide what you know that the person needs in that time.
That's dope. So further questions from men. Sorry about these questions. I'm so sorry. Like I asked a lot of men. I was like, what's one thing that you wanted to say? Why do you feel you have a lack of patience? That's what one man asks. Now you don't have to answer all these. The face expressions say it at all. But do you feel as a woman? But as a woman, do you feel like you have a lack of patience?
That seems like a stereotype.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, is that like giving angry like black woman? Like, what is it? Yeah, it's giving what?
No, so
that's an individual.
No, that's
that
cool. No,
that's nothing to do with the fact.
Because
no, I'm cool. I'm glad you said that, because when I asked them, most of the questions I got was more personalized. It was like, why is the woman in my life doing this to me? Why is my mother not the best mother in my life? And that's why I asked that question.
You can't hang that cloud over all of us.
No, it's not.
But that's why I asked the question, because I really wanted most of the questions the men asked, they couldn't really put their emotions out there and really ask real questions. They really had to bring some part of them into the question. So I just wanted to know, how would you answer that pertaining to the question in any situation? Do you feel like men need to leave their feelings at home sometimes? Or when I say that, do you feel like men bring their trauma into relationships and then they just use you as a punching bag?
Ooh,
I think people bring.
Yeah, I think that's
trauma
yes.
to
I mean, that's
relationships.
generalization.
And depending on where you are in your healing journey, that's how you will participate in a relationship. So I don't. That sounds really cookie cutter.
Cookie cutter?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't.
I would say that from my experience, men just do not know how to verbalize their emotions and the baggage that they're bringing in. When I was in relationships with men, a lot of times it was like, oh, you got daddy issues and da 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 da. Well, let's talk about these mother issues because you don't like your mama. Why is that? So there are some things that need to be discussed, but men tend to not think about the baggage that they bring in because we're so harped on the angry black woman or, you know, this woman with all this baggage and going up the steps. Like, we've seen the pictures each year about this black woman who has all this baggage, but it's never about the man who has the baggage as well.
That's true.
Wow. They don't, because a lot of men come in with mommy issues, like you said. Like, a lot of them they don't like their mother. They don't like the situation the mother put them in, or products of divorce. Yeah, they got parent issues.
Well, they want their women to be their mamas.
Oh, say it in there. Say it. Don't do that.
I'm triggered.
You just segue to my next question.
Okay, next question.
You just segue to my next question.
I'm just in the background.
I had the one question was that some person said he doesn't. I almost said his name. Sorry. He does not want his wife to become like his mother, but his mother has great qualities. So the question was, can you learn something from his mother? And you can date.
What did she? Wait,
I know what she said.
The audience is audiencing. They are audiencing.
The audience wants to host.
Hey, Ashley, you were talking about.
The audience is audiencing.
I'm loving up for the day.
But no, the question.
I think that's odd. That's almost incestuous.
It is.
It's almost incestuous. And what do you want me to take from your mother? Like, what's the point?
I told Ash.
Can that person answer?
Ooh.
I don't think
What's the point? I mean,
they're here.
Because
are they here?
No, they're not here.
Oh, okay.
I think like it depends. Like, you want me to be like your mother? Is this conversation that we're going to have over time, or what qualities that you desire someone to emulate from your mother? What are you trying to pull out from me that is so particularly grandiose about how you want me to perform in a relationship? Like, it should be more sharing, because otherwise, on surface, that sounds incestuous.
I also want to state that Verrett Taylor has not made any of these questions. I did not make any of these decisions. This is not me. This is other people. I do not agree with all the answered questions that's been asked.
It was your question.
It was not my question. It was not my question. That was I have learned. So last night I went through all these questions with Harris on the mic, and she told me not to answer none.
Deflection.
Wow.
Why you gotta blame the black woman?
She told me not to ask
Is
any
that
of these questions,
question in
but I
there?
had to ask just to see the reactions. So, as one of the guys asked, would you be okay with dating or marrying someone who does not make as much money as you?
I would.
I'm fine with that.
You are?
Yeah.
So what's the balance? So, like, is it significantly different? Let's say he makes $3,200, you make $70,000.
It's not a.
I mean, $32,000.
I was like 3,200.
$32,000, my fault.
A month? A check? Like.
Yeah. I think it definitely would have to be a balance of emotional, spiritual, and sexual intimacy in order to consider that, because again, that's still a level of provision. So if he is providing that, I mean, I make enough money, I do enough things to take care of myself individually anyways. So we're supposed to be a value add to one another, so it would definitely have to be value add.
What you want to say? I see it. What you want to say?
Me? Oh yeah, because I was like, All right. Normally, we think that the man is the person who provides the finances in the home. Today's time, that's not necessarily true, which is okay. So with that, the man can be the provider in the home. Like if I go grocery shopping, you can put those groceries up, you can cook, you can fill up my gas tank because I hate pumping gas. If you want to take out the trash, do so. There are so many other things that a man can do than provide financial, benefits. Like there are other things that men can do. It's not just you bring the check home and you sit down and I give you the big piece of chicken. We're not doing that anymore. So yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it as long as we have that balance, as you mentioned, Angela or Angie, and that's what's most important.
I think I agree with both, with what is being said. As long as, to me, there's always going to be some type of fluctuation within a relationship in terms of the scale, financially. Like, in 1 minute I could have money and then it could be gone. So as long as the other needs are being provided, then I'm good.
All right, last question because, thanks, Trey. How can a man, and not answering that question. Nope, thought about it.
Thank you.
Thought about it. But no, so first of all, I want to thank all three of you for coming today and participating in this. I really think all three of you are very important people, and I feel like all of y'all have bring value to the world. So first of all, I appreciate you. I know some part of you, all three of y'all, and I learned so much from y'all just for having daily conversations, and I just want to honor all three of y'all for even showing up to the show as black women, as moms, as protectors, as in educators, everything, singers. Y'all are important, and I just wanted to specify, especially on Women's History Month, that how important y'all are, especially as black women, coming from a black man.
Hell yeah!
So,
Gang.
And then the one thing I learned today is the fact that to provide safe spaces for you, because obviously the world is a dangerous place, but it's even more dangerous for you. Yes. So to provide safe spaces as a black male, I feel like that's our duty. And as much as I call this Project 9419, it's a project, it's an ongoing thing. It's not just today we do this and tomorrow we stop. So I just want to let you know, y'all encourage me. I'm going to talk to some of these people about these questions because these are real questions. I'm dead serious. Definitely. And then I just want to thank y'all again. So thank y'all for watching 9419 episode 2. Thank you for hitting me up, letting me know, emailing me, telling me this is what you want to see. We're going to get an episode 3, hopefully, depending on viewership. And we're going to spice it up next time. We're going to do more. We're going to do bigger. Miguel's not going to lose his voice. We're going to be great out here.
Just out here.
And we out.
All right, that's a wrap.